Gigabox here. So, thresholds. It's very important that you watch this video if you want to understand this game at any sort of depth. Of course, if you already know all this and you're a genius, then go ahead and skip forward. But before you go, let's take a listen to our sponsor, Rock Bottom Coins.
Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins...
Oh, we gotta do it again. Rock Bottom
Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 15% off.
Sorry, I struggle early in the morning here. Okay, so thresholds. What are they? They're basically a spot in the attributes of a card where something new happens, and better generally is the correlation. I'd say 90% of the time it's something better. There are some, maybe 99% of the time. There are some freak things where like you want like a slower breaking route to get better timing, but we won't go through that here. There are from fringe cases, we'll say. So Mutt Leaks came out with a bunch of the thresholds, and I understand it's not a sexy video going through graphs and numbers, but it's important. So we're going to do it, and we're going to explain this. And some of it is a little confusing, like CPU lunge, def, hit power to base dive chance. What the hell does that mean, right? He could really do a better job. Mutt Leaks, if you're watching, you can do a better job describing your stuff rather than just what EA has. So base dive chance, basically what I take this as your hit power increases from 60 to 80 to 90 up to 100, obviously, or 99. The CPU will lunge and they'll try and do that hit stick. Okay, that's how I take it. So it's not that important. It's CPU based hit sticking. Cool, and it's their chance that they're gonna land it. I think it's that they're gonna do it. Base dive chance, not necessarily land it. Not effectiveness as much. Pass rush blocker resistance win chance bonus. So basically, you know those bars underneath each blocker? Each blocker has like a bar under it that increases through the game. As they get more bars, those 5 little things or whatever at the bottom, as long as I get more of those, the win chance for that blocker goes up. Well, I guess defense goes down, blocker's chance goes up. So win chance modifier for the defense goes down as you have more resistance bars. Easy, right? I should put myself in this corner. Maybe I'll just make myself really small. There it is. All right, better. All right, so that's more blocking things, better chance at winning, right? Seems simple. Hit stick formulas. Okay, more hit stick. Hit stick ratings differential to fumble chance modifier. All right, so in Mutt, you'll never really have more than like a 20 hit power to carrying difference. So really that's kind of your hit power maximum. That's like if you have like 99 hit power against a guy with like 79 carrying. Generally when we get 99 hit power guys, carrying will be upwards too. So I think like the best carriers now are like mid 80s to low 90 for like if you boost it up with zone run. But anyways, the best hitters are maybe even only 10 higher than the best carriers. So really you do see the chance modifier is 0.05, which I take as 5% chance on landing a hit stick and you getting a fumble with higher hit power than carrying. Now this modifier is also modified by the angle that you're facing the ball carrier. So if you're facing the angle so 180 degrees is like straight on, right? And straight on, you got that 12% or that 0.12, we'll just use 0.12s, percent modifier chance on top of it. So it goes from like you hitting them from behind, it looking like there's nothing. But yeah, I guess I haven't caused any fumbles from behind this year like I did last year. Not even on the quarterback. Yeah, I've hit the quarterback from behind, but that's what they say. All right, so you want to hit them from the front, straight on, but then even on the side, even if you hit them at an angle, you still got a decent chance. Not as good as obviously right at each other. Hit stick momentum. Now, this is the same thing, angle in degrees, momentum, facing modifier. So like if you're heading directly at each other, how fast you're going. He's got another one on momentum. I'm just going to ignore this one. Hit stick weight difference modifier. So if you're heavier, it looks like you will have a better chance of causing hit sticks. So weight does play into hit sticks, which is important, but the problem is it's not that important. I've seen Cam Akers on a truck take out my Isaiah Simmons. We met in the hole. I threw a hit stick, he threw a truck stick, and he shed me up, which is why people are like, Cam Akers is the GOAT, which I'm like, yeah, dude. How can he out-truck a hit-sticking Isaiah Simmons? And I just slid right off him, and he went through and converted the first down. Majorly frustrating. So as cool as the weight difference is, as cool as all that stuff is, Isaiah Simmons, it still is up to random chance. And I got super unlucky in that random chance. All right, more hit stick formulas. HitStick's distance modifier, so the further you are away, yards, the less chance you're gonna have a bad negative modifier to your HitStick. So you want to be within 3 yards of throwing the HitStick of the ball carrier to get your maximum value there on the HitStick. HitStick velocity. Now it's weird because there's also momentum magnitude. Velocity is directly related to momentum, so I'm not sure what these graphs are telling different. I'm just gonna call them like telling the same thing. The faster you're moving, the better chance you are gonna HitStick somebody. Like I don't know what these things are in. Newtons, kilowatt hours, I don't fucking know. But momentum could be like meters per second by kilograms, and I don't know. I truly don't know what the 500 is up to. I'm sure some physics major, or not even some high school physics students could probably do the math and tell me, but I don't feel like doing the math. Basically, the harder you're moving, the faster you're moving, the heavier you are, the harder your hit, and the better momentum is, and better chance of causing a fumble. Okay, simple enough. Breaking it down. Break on ball chance. Okay. So, break on ball is traditionally from zone, right? You don't really break on ball in man coverage. You're just chasing a guy. So, I'm taking this. He should have said zone here. It's too bad he didn't, but I believe it is zone rating. So, as you're rating, your break on ball chance, your rating goes up, your break on ball chance goes up, and there's a huge, huge benefit between 80 and 90, right? So, you definitely want to get to at least 90, and then everything over that is a little gravy. But like basically a 90% chance to break on ball at like their optimal time. Like everybody's gonna break on the ball generally, but it depends on like how long they're gonna wait, right? Or well, yes, there's length and then they actually do it. So they will break on the ball like 90% of the time at 90 rating. At 80 rating, 50. So there's a good chance that they just won't break and they'll just kind of like do it back and then go. It's really annoying when you see it. But that's kind of what I've seen with the break on ball chance. So the higher the better. Definitely get your zone to 90. I think that's a threshold basically. Above that, it's gravy, but 90 is definitely needed. Play ball break after release timer by rating. It's kind of the same thing, right? Play ball break after release. Basically, quarterback throws it. Break on ball delay. There's a break on ball chance and the break on ball delay. So the chance that you make that break and then how fast after the ball releases. So once you get to 90, like I said, going from 80 to 90 is a huge dramatic difference. And that's like how long you're delaying before you break on that ball. 0.01, if that's seconds, that's like immediately after the quarterback throws it. So guys are breaking pretty hard and heavy and quick this year. Not nowhere near last year, but pretty high. But we'll just wait. Like everybody's complaining about zones, but because we're playing guys with zones in like the 80s. We're playing with guys along this line. Once we get higher guys, we start to play along this line, the game's going to play dramatically different. Once we get up here, and there's literally no break on ball delay, yeah, game's going to be different. Chance for enhanced awareness targeting and blocking. Enhanced awareness means they're picking up blitzes. So, like, they're like, there's a guy going outside my vision that's going to hit the quarterback. Let me get him. That's basically psychic O-line. So this is basically enhanced targeting awareness. That you're going to basically be psychic out there as a blocker, picking up blitzes. Also, with this awareness, something you should know, centers count double. So, like, if you have a bad, like, left guard who's got low awareness, if you have a high awareness center, he'll count for himself and the left guard. He'll count for himself and replace the lowest rated offensive line member. So, you can tank one awareness on your offensive line as long as your center is high awareness. Man coverage reaction time by rating. All right, so now we're into man. We went through zone. Man coverage, the higher the better. Makes sense, right? But man coverage reaction time, basically, if a guy makes a cut, how quickly am I going to cut? At 80, your reaction time is 8? At 90, you're down to 1, and at basically 99, you're breaking immediately. Man coverage might get sticky as hell. That might be kind of crazy. It's like, it's kind of a pretty direct line, if not like even better between 90 and 100. That's pretty unique, right? Between 90 and 99 has like a better rate than 80 and 90. So like it's much different than the other ones where like the dramatic rate from 80 to 90 is like this. This one it kind of like smooths out. And so like the higher man coverage will be, like a high man coverage guy might just be freaking locked down like crazy. Hopefully routes will still win because we'll have high route running guys. So we don't know, but like, I mean, the reaction time going down that dramatically, woo, be crazy. All right, precision passing modifier values, high, low. All right, so basically, if you throw a high point pass, these are highs, short, you are getting a dramatic penalty. So this is why high point passes don't work in this game, at least at short range, because there's such a penalty to it. At medium and deep range, high points will work, right? When it's down the field, maybe you're throwing like a streak, you want to throw an extra yard or two, you hit the high point button, and your quarterback will throw an extra yard or two on a streak, because that's just how the modifier works, and it'll be accurate, generally. But short, because of how big of a problem this was, and I think it was a Madden 18-19 era, basically you get to the goal line, throw a high point pass, and convert your touchdown. Super easy, super simple, and the defense like wouldn't react to it really. So they put that in big penalty in it to nerf high point passes. Precision low point passes. All right, low point passes, you know, are pretty freaking accurate if you use them. I would definitely work more low point passes into your scheme. Low points on curls, low points on really a lot of routes, even against man coverage, or especially against man coverage, are pretty nice, as long as it's not like the outside portion of the field, then you're kind of throwing it behind the guy and it's an easy pick. But like middle of the field, low points, glorious. Deep low passes are a little bit more, but like I haven't seen a whole lot of deep low passes or the need for them. Max distance. All right, so like you guys don't need your short pass accuracy. You have short, medium, and long pass accuracy. Short pass accuracy difference is 20. So this is where I disagree with Muttleaks on it. I believe medium pass accuracy is 20 to 40. The devs stated that. And long pass accuracy is over 40. So I don't necessarily agree with this, that it being 30. I believe this is 40 and this is above 40. So me and Muttleaks, because the devs literally said that a couple years ago. Max short pass distance for throw animation, 20. There's like 3 different animations for quarterbacks. There's actually many more than that, because you got animation left, animation right. So that one's kind of overly generalized in my opinion. But those are like the yardage for different animations, not necessarily sides of the fields. All right, actual pass distance by throw power, a pretty direct line. You get to 40 yards, under 50, and then above that, you're throw powering it up to, what, 68, 66-ish. And then the high point pass modifier has another yard too. Bazooka can add 15 more yards onto that. But basically, don't throw a ball. Right now, most guys are about like, what, 90 throw power. Don't throw a ball over 62 yards. And you won't get that, like, you know, pass out of range. Effective throw on run by rating. This is basically the same as last year is what he said. He just retweeted himself. So as you're on the run, you know, you throw it on the run. If you have a higher rating, you won't get as big of a penalty. Like, you'll get a full penalty if you're throwing the run rating is 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, but there's no such thing as a guaranteed thing outside of dashing or roaming dead-eye. Then you can just basically, if you have one of those and you know how to use them, you can basically get rid of this graph. But throw on the run rating, if you have like 90, throw on the run rating, you'll have a 0.8 penalty. So it's actually slightly better, but still seems kind of dramatic if I know that correctly. But I think it's not a bad idea. Not the worst. Run block engaged formula is unchanged from last year. So it's unchanged again in 20 from 19 and 18. You receive a percentage of the weight portion of the calculation based off weight curve below. Full 70% of calculation at 315%. So you really kind of want to get to 290. 320, you're at a 0.9. And then 350, you're at like the best, you know, modifier. So basically in the run game, the run block engage is when they hit. After that, it's the shed. Okay? So the run block engage is just when they hit. Feel me out? Okay. And then, so this is just this portion. The shed is a different interaction. The shed is 100% block shed, okay? 100% block shed is the shed. So there's 2 parts. The first part, weight plays 17% into the first part. Strength plays 22% into the first part. And then ratings, block shed, plays 60% in just the first part, and then 100% in the second part. Okay? So block shed is still the most important thing you get on your defensive line, but weight and strength matters when they're hitting each other. Okay? Just want to put that out there. Just want to let you guys know. Weight and strength do matter, but not to the extent that a lot of people think they do. They definitely matter, but block shed is the #1 stat you look at, and it's not even close, right? I mean, like, it's like, what? 60 plus 100, 160? So it's what? 80% of what you're going to look at is block shed. The last 20% is strength and weight. All right, does that make sense to you guys? Hopefully it does. Yeah, then I went through the weight bonus. All right, throw under pressure rating continues to be devalued. This was put out. Pressure starts at a full 1 and goes down to 0.45 and 99 throw under pressure. Below was Madden 20 and 21 values for context, and Madden 19, 99 throw under pressure, fully negated pressure. So this year, throw under pressure rating isn't as important as even last year, and last year wasn't as important as the year before. So throw under pressure, it is a big thing this year. A lot of people, this is Madden 20. A lot of people are like putting under pressure on the defensive lineman, just causing wild inaccuracies and like picking the ball off because it's kind of busted. But there is an ability, I think, to counter pressure problems. So anyways, this year Madden 21, you get the full penalty until you get to, 60, which most all quarterbacks would have. But a lot of quarterbacks are sitting under here under the 80s to 90s. So it's not that big of a difference really going up. Best you'll get down to like 99 is like under 0.5 penalty. But yeah, so you want more obviously, but I really wish like throw under pressure actually mattered more. And so that way that you can basically negate it. I'd like this down to like 0.1 maybe, or even less. But quarterbacks are super accurate, so maybe this won't affect us a little bit later once their accuracies go up and their pressure ratings go up. But that's to be seen. Throwing accuracy is tied to a weighted curve. Accuracy ratings, short, mid, deep, does not reflect the actual accuracy percentage you receive when you receive each rating. Below is 20 and 21 values. Heavy changes to the midpoint on the curve. All right. So, last year, and in the beginning of this year, I'm like, okay, you can't get a quarterback under 80 because last year they just sailed the passes. This year, after using Lamar and Big Ben, who have accuracies under 80, I'm like, something's changed. And Muttleaks totally showed it. All right, so you went from 0.79 right here last year to 80, and you'd actually be super accurate over this point. Not perfect. Like, you want to be over 90, obviously. Right here, accuracy rating over 90. But, like, the dramatic difference between these two last year was kind of huge. All right, now moving forward to Madden 21, they shifted it, right? So the accuracy rating, 79, this means, like, a lot more quarterbacks are going to be basically perfect accuracy, right? Like, we saw, like, so if we see midpoint of 70s in their accuracy, they're right here, right? 75 accuracy rating, and now it's hitting just under 90% of your throws. That just seems ridiculous to me. This just made like every scrambling quarterback great. I think that's because Lamar became the cover boy, and they didn't want to make Lamar's base card fucking terrible. All right? So basically every quarterback is throwing very similarly. Obviously the higher the rating, the better you'll be, but this is straight up disgusting in my opinion. It's just making every quarterback the same. Let's go back to like Madden 25, where you have like silver Terrell Pryor, and he's like just dotting dudes up because accuracy doesn't matter. So you want to have at least 70, but once you get to 80, you're basically solid. Even like 75. Once you get to 75, you're basically solid, it's looking like to me. Sad. All right, now here's a huge dump of the thresholds. I'm going to go through each of these, and we'll tell. All right, it looks like the press minimum for elite animations, which is like the best animation they have, is 90. So you want 90 threshold for press. You want 90 threshold for beat press. This might have to play in. Now that I think about this, maybe 90 beat press for those old school fades is what I needed. Maybe that's what I'm missing this year. Old school fades dominated man last year, but I don't know if I have a release over 90. I should take a look at that. Man corner, cut reaction, elite corner rating. So an elite corner, we'll get 90. We saw the corner man ratings before. It keeps going up after 90, but they give the cut reaction, it's an elite corner at 90. Break on zone throw, that means they're not going to break under 40. We saw that on the graph. Zone break chance tiers. So like the highest tier zone break, they consider it curl and flat stop at 80 ratings with deep and hook going to 90. So they don't react quicker above 80. So you really want your linebackers in 80, and then like above 90, you don't really see it as much. Deep and hook though, you definitely want them at 90. Yeah, deep especially 90. Can block minimum elite rating. Okay. Blocking win chance, maximum skill to be super wind. 85. So if you have 85 rating, you can't be super wind. Basically, you super win somebody when you have greater. This is from my knowledge of what Clint said in the past. If you have a rating that's 25 points greater than the defender, you can push them on their butt. Okay, so you can't be pushed on your butt if you have an 85 rating, which makes sense because there's nothing 25 above it anyways. And then minimum skill to super win. So you have to have an 80 blocking stat to super win somebody. And super winning means putting them on their back, and that means they'd have to have like if it's one-on-one, right? I guess I can see 2v1 super winning against guys under 85 or at 85. But 1v1, if you have 80 blocking, they'll be super wind at 55 block shed, for example. So, and then go from there. There's an outside contain bonus that you can stop at blocking above 89. Interesting. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand the outside contain bonus. I haven't seen that anywhere else. Blocking win chance, elite minimum rating. So yeah, you want at least 88 on your minimum rating for blockers to get the elite player. Definitely want run block over 88, pass block, finesse, and power over 88. Minimum hit power to hit sticks. I disagree with this. I've seen guys under this rating throw hit sticks. So that's something that's a little off in my opinion. Hit stick minimum rating for offense to break. So I think if you have a break tackle over 65, you can break hit sticks. Under that, you're definitely getting hit sticked. But that again, over that, it's just a percentage chance that you can break it. Nothing's guaranteed at that point. Fumble strip threshold minimum tackle rating. So in order to get like a strip fumble, you gotta have tackle rating at 90. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. To get that nice strip animation, get your tackling stat higher. Strip threshold minimum rating delta tackle versus carry. 20. Strip threshold. Is this saying if they're carries within 20 of your tackle, you won't be stripping them? Okay. That's interesting. The only people that I really go for strips on right now are offensive linemen when they pick up fumbles. I'll immediately go for a strip every single time. I think because they're carrying so low. Quarterbacks, I try to hit stick quarterbacks. Otherwise, you can try and strip them because their carrying is generally a little lower. CPU defender, also like quarterbacks have like a fumble bonus. It's not as big this year, but last year it was awesome. I really miss last year quarterbacks because running is too easy this year, especially on options. CPU defender fumble ability delta threshold 20. All right, same shit. All right, receiver skill release minimum good. So you have to have 75 to be like the minimum of a good release. Elite releases at 90, like we saw like over here. But route run, there's 2 route running thresholds at 75 and 90 again this year. Fall forward minimum weight rating 190. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that. I've seen other guys fall forward at less than that. You know, I don't know. They say it's 190 for the fall forward. At least that's what the stats, the EA says. I don't know if I believe that. Power break tackle minimum weight differential. Definitely don't believe that either. Auto broken carrier ability threshold. So if you're gonna auto break a tackle, which is like somebody coming up to you, and then they bouncing off and you running past them, they say your ball carrier ability threshold has to be 90. So your break tackle has to be 90. 100% don't agree with that either. I've seen guys under that number break it too. Maybe that's just like elite level break tackle. I've seen guys in mid 80s break tackles pretty easily. Either I'm remembering wrong. Either I'm remembering wrong or this is wrong. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. No, I've seen guys slide. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. All right, I'll trust the stats over my random memory though on that one. It's covers ball medium hit rater. So the cover ball trait on like Mudhead, you can see this. If the cover ball trait will cover ball against all, cover ball against big hitters, medium hitters, it will go and they'll wrap up. If your medium hitter has a hit rating of 80, guys with cover balls versus medium will wrap up and try to take a hit better. If they have cover ball versus big hitter, it'll cover ball against guys with hit power over 90. So a lot of people have a lot of different feelings on that. I really haven't noticed a whole lot with different cover ball guys. I think maybe like cover ball guys will like probably go down more often when they're covering the ball and not try and break as many tackles. So like covers balls versus big hitters, you're worried about guys with over 90 and you'll kind of, try and go down against them, but you'll try and break lower end hit power guys tackles. User control faker versus fakey rating threshold. Basically, you have to be, in order for your user to get faked out, guys got to beat you by 25 of the like spin juke over your tackle rating, which is pretty impossible in MUT outside of like, cornerbacks against high-end running backs. But generally, users don't get faked out as much, but it can happen this year. Spin tiers. Highest tier for the best animation is 88 on spin, 90 on everything else. So best animations are happening at 90. That doesn't mean 90's the best. Like, you'll still get a better chance at beating them over that. But that means that that's the best, animation. So, like, if you're looking to play in animations and beat them on the field, like movement, you definitely want 90 in those things. for like, you know, the hurdle for the jurdle, juke, dive, trucking, stiff arm, spin is 88. So animations don't get better than that, but chance to succeed does. So there is a slight improvement above 90, but not as dramatic as getting to 90. Play action rating minimum 90. So if you have a 90 play action, you'll get linebackers to bite on play action. Elite quarterback threshold 90. That doesn't really say anything to me. Super elite quarterback threshold 95. Again, doesn't really mean a whole lot to me because they don't describe what does an elite quarterback and a super elite quarterback mean. Accuracy short pass rating. Let me move out of the way. Prevents random inaccuracy, prevents random inaccuracy, prevents random inaccuracy at those thresholds for those ratings. So those are kind of thresholds, but like we saw with the throw chart, just how, where did the throw chart go? Did I go past it already? Just how little accuracy means above this. But like if you hit 0.8, all your short passes will be complete. This basically goes up to 100. Random accuracies are gone. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed. Those are the thresholds. I'll try and keep you up to date as the year goes on if Mudleaks puts out anything else. But I talked to him in Discord, and he said he's done for now. So I felt comfortable putting out the video. But yeah, shout out to him. I'll put his channel in the description. His Twitter in the description. He ain't following nobody. He don't give a damn about nothing. All right, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Call to action. See you tomorrow.